guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making dal. Everyone has their own preference, so I'm gonna show you the way I make it, and it seems to work for me. To start off with, you're going to need I usually use about 1.5 cups of dal. Here I mixed about 1 cup of Masoor dal, which is the red dal, and about 1/2 cup of Moog dal, which is the yellow dal. Okay, it's already prepped and ready to go. Okay, so the way I like to do it is, first I like to kind of start off the base as if I'm making curry. So I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of oil in there, and I'm gonna saute it with some onion and garlic paste. So I'm using chopped onions today. This is about 1 medium onion chopped. You can also use paste. I generally use paste anyways. I was just too lazy to make it today. If you're using onion paste, use 1 teaspoon of it. Anyways, just quickly give it a stir. Just let it caramelize a little. At this point, I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon ginger paste and about 1/4 teaspoon garlic paste. Mix it in well and just saute it until you start to smell the garlic and ginger caramelizing. I don't know what it is. It's that garlic and ginger paste. Once it starts to brown, it just smells like a Desi household, like when your mom is cooking. Anyway, so that's almost ready. At this point, we're going to go ahead and add 1/2 teaspoon of freshly grounded cumin powder, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, and about another 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. Mix that in well. Don't let the spices, the masala, burn, because once it burns, it's gonna taste bitter. It's kind of what it's starting to look like. Great. At this point, we're going to go ahead and add in our dal. Great. Give that a stir. Let the dal cook for a little bit with the onion and the masala flavor. That's what really gives it that extra special flavor, I think. Add in some salt. Salt is to taste. That's why I never mention exactly how much salt to put in anything, because everyone has their own preferences. Stir it a little more. You hear that? That's the dal speaking to you. So once the dal starts browning a little and starts to stick to the pot, just a little, not burning, but really browning, that's when it's ready, and you go ahead and add just a little bit of water. This is one of the parts that, you know, people do it to their preference. For me, I never like to add all of the water at once. I think it does make a huge difference in taste, so I add it a little at a time. You know, the point is to get the dal to cook and be nice and soft, right? So I'm just gonna let this simmer on the stove for maybe 5-6 minutes before going ahead and adding some more water. It's been just a few minutes and all that water we added has already disappeared. Go ahead, add more water to it. And repeat this process for about another 5 to 10 minutes, and then we can just add whatever water that we need to add and leave it on the stove to simmer. And when you're adding water, make sure it's hot water. Okay guys, so a lot of people have a dal masher, which is like similar to a potato masher but made specifically for dal. Because I don't own one of those, what I usually do is take my ladle and just, you know, push it on towards the side of the pan. This helps break up the dal a little bit. Plus, I also enjoy that like a little thicker texture on the bottom rather than it being completely watery. My dal generally is a little bit thicker, on the thicker side. Okay, this is about good. At this point, what I'm going to do is add in the rest of the water. I would say this is about 2 to 3 cups of water. I'm going to add more because what's going to happen, it's going to simmer down to about this much. So you need to add enough to give it space for it to simmer. You don't want to add it towards the end because then it makes the dal watery and it kind of tastes watery. Okay, so I'm adding more. Ooh, spilled it on the stove. I would say altogether this is maybe 4 or 5 cups of water. This is actually my dal pot, so I already know how much water I need. Again, this is to your preference. Just add maybe 5 cups and let it simmer down to whatever it simmers down to at the end, okay? So I'm gonna let this boil and cook for a little bit and we'll come back and check on this afterwards, okay? Okay guys, so the dal is simmering, which is good. What we're going to do is we're going to add tomatoes to our dal. Basically, you take a whole tomato, cut it into small pieces, and that should be it. In the summer, you can also add like raw mangoes if you have them. It tastes so good. Olives. This part you could change around with however you like. But anyways, add the tomatoes, and then I'm gonna add 3 chili peppers just broken into halves, okay? And we're going to let that cook for maybe 10 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes. Should be good, and we'll be back again. Okay guys, so it has simmered down to the perfect consistency. So what I'm going to do right now is add some cilantro in it. And then get ready for the furon. The furon, some people call it furon or bagar. It's really the sauteed onions and garlic. And that either makes or breaks your dal. So that is really the most important part of making the dal. But yeah, let me move this aside to a different stove so it could cook in the back. Okay guys, so let's add in about 1.5 teaspoons of oil. I like to add some fresh cumin seeds to my furon, which is the sauteed stuff that we're making right now. Some dried red chili, otherwise known as shukna morich. I know you guys are learning Bengali today. Okay, this is really easy to burn, so make sure you stay by the stove and stir it continuously. Okay, just some thinly sliced onions. I would say about a small onion sliced thinly. Put this on really low heat and just stir away. Okay. I'm just waiting on the onions to brown just a little bit before I add my diced garlic in it, actually sliced garlic. that seems to cook a little faster. Perfect. I'm ready to add my garlic to it now. That's about 2 garlic cloves sliced thinly. Again guys, no pressure, but this part either makes or breaks your dal, so don't mess up. Corn is done. So now what we're going to do is take our dal and put it on our furon. Turn it off, mix it, and let this sit for about 2 minutes so it sucks up all the flavor. So now what we're gonna do is just add this into our dal. Voila. Mix it in. Cover and let it sit for 5 minutes before you serve it. Okay guys, so here is the finished dal. It smells really good and it definitely tastes really good too. Serve it with some rice on the side, or you could also have it as just soup. Bengalis tend to eat this with rice, so yeah. Anyways, let me know how you like it. If you tried it, you could I guess tag me on Instagram or let me know. Don't forget to leave me comments on what recipes I should try next, or you know, just send me some links on things you would like to see me try out as well. Thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, don't forget to check out my other recipes and subscribe to my channel if you already haven't done so. Thank you. Bye guys.